Hello, everybody. My name is Graham Elwood, and you are watching The Political Vigilante. Look at the justice being served up on some hot, fresh vegan guns. I started a new playlist called Ocean Fun, and it's got me surfing and snorkeling. There's a handful of videos on it now, but I'm going to be adding more to it. And I talk a lot, if you come to my live streams that I do usually 4 or 5 days a week, I talk about how much I like surfing. And I talk about it, and I've done some other videos, why it's important for me. But it's about protecting the environment. And if you do anything outdoors, if you camp, cycle, whatever, hike, anything outside, ski, whatever, you should really want to protect the environment. But surfing for me, and I think whatever, even if you can't surf or don't want to, or you don't live near the ocean, or it's just not for you, being out in nature is important because it keeps you grounded, especially in this crazy world that we live in, COVID, all this stuff. And I try to take breaks from technology. Technology is great. It allows me to bring the show to you. I have viewers all over the world because of technology, which is great, but we need breaks. And I can't be on social media and looking at my screen and all that time. But why surfing is important to me is it helped me get over some PTSD when I came back in 2006 from my second comedy tour to Afghanistan. But I wasn't there in 04 and 06 and 07, but the 04 and 06 ones were really gnarly. And I saw war up close and how awful it was. That's why I'm a big anti-war advocate. And surfing, that summer of surfing really helped me. It's a beautiful, wonderful thing. And being in the ocean, they've done studies that the negative ions in salt water physically pulls, like stress lives in your body on a cellular level. Also, the color blue makes your brain more creative. And I've had great ideas on my surfboard about stuff. And also looking at the ocean, just looking at the ocean, staring at the ocean. Even if you go there in the morning or you go down to meditate, or you watch a sunset or the water, it puts your brain in a meditative state. But there's even more to it than that. And I wanted to show you a video that was done by Gerry Lopez. Gerry Lopez is a really big, famous surfer from like the 70s and 80s. He's featured in a bunch of surf docs. A really good surf doc is called Riding Giants. It's about the history of big wave surfing, and it's amazing. I don't ride waves that big, never will. I think about 8 to 10 foot is the biggest surf I've ever been in, and that was pretty scary. I'm good with a chest high wave, catch some easy waves. But anyway, I wanted to show this to you so you understand what surfing means to me, but also how to have like an approach to life, that I try to have balance in my life. I talk about doing yoga and eating healthy, and he's a big yoga practitioner. And so I just wanted to show this to you because part of the reason I'm making the surf videos and going out in the ocean is to give people a break. Here's a cool video to just kind of step back from all the, I talk about some very challenging things on this show. It's challenging for me to cover Epstein, climate collapse. It's challenging, but also it's a part of what I'm trying to do. What I think we're trying to do is build a community of people. Like when I say you're all political vigilantes, and get people more connected with themselves, with the earth, and with us as a community. And we're seeing this, as I talk about, since COVID-19, the federal government, the Republicans and the Democrats, Mitch McConnell, Nancy Pelosi, Trump, Biden, whatever, they don't give a damn about you. We're all on our own. It's like, we got to work together. And so I really wanted to show this to give you an idea of why surfing isn't just some fun hobby. It's great to have hobbies. Hobbies are great. But why this is important. And I hope it connects with you in some way or another, even if you're not a surfer, even if you never want to surf or you're afraid of it or whatever, and how being in water and nature in general can help us have a better view of what life is about.
Wow. Thank you all so much for coming. This is So awesome to be here. You know, it's been a long time, and it's kind of like coming home in a lot of ways. But I wanted to say something about waves. You know, waves, they're hard to ride. In the process of learning this demanding and often uncompromising activity, we can discover something extremely profound. And if there is more difficulty in seeing this forest through these trees, in time we do see in this experience of surfing that there are many very interesting parables about life. So while the waves of life may seem indeed more difficult to ride than the waves on the ocean, when we apply those lessons learned out in the surf, we sometimes can find, in a metaphorical sense, that easier paddle out, you know, like hooking into that rip current that slides us smoothly through the closed out sets of day-to-day life, and maybe even gain that outside lineup, keeping our hair dry. So, you know, I've been studying and practicing yoga for a long time, and I found that the state of samadhi, or enlightened consciousness, can be attained through a regular and dedicated practice of deeply focused meditation. Been a surfer for a long time too, and I truly believe that the focus necessary to surf successfully is also a state of deep meditation. So it just may be that we're onto something a lot deeper than we thought the first time we decided that surfing was going to be our life. So the waves of life are difficult and dangerous to ride, but they are our waves. These are waves we must ride, and we have to ride them on our own. No one can ride them for us. And in these waves, we encounter outside sets of doubt, shallow reefs of guilt, closed out sections of fear, with endless currents, rips, tide changes. We easily and often lose our way. You know, on our board too, I mean, that gets dinged, takes on water, delaminates, and frequently buckles when we least expect it, and usually when we need it the most. And if none of this lends itself to the development of a peaceful and happy state of mind, we need one to stay on the wave. Where do we find the balance and the direction, keep our feet on the board, stay ahead of the whitewater? You know, I'm speaking here in a figurative sense. I think you figured that out. But surfing and yoga teach us about living a life in harmony with nature. The most natural thing we do, the simple act of breathing, really becomes the foundation of our surfing and yoga practices. For many of us, every time we paddle out or come to our mats, this may be the only time we breathe the right way. You know, we were born knowing how to breathe properly, but along the way, life came along. We forgot. You know, that rapid, irregular, shallow mouth breathing takes the place of rhythmic, slow, deep breathing through our nose. And when we breathe correctly and concentrate on our breathing, we become aware of an increasing sense of mindfulness. And from this mindfulness, we begin to understand the value of being in the present. Mindful awareness and being present are all about paying attention. Our world has endless distractions. Losing focus is easy. Concentration and staying focused is hard. A large part of attention is being able to be in the moment, right here, right now. How easily we drift back to the past where nostalgia makes us sad, or we worry about the future and are too anxious to stay in the present. This moment is all there is. The past and the future only exist in this moment. I mean, think about that. If you weren't thinking about what's already happened or what hasn't even happened yet, where would they be? Only by thinking about them now makes them happen. So when we live in recollection and anticipation, we have a much less clear picture of the present. Staying present is really an excellent intention to set for ourselves before we paddle out, before we start a yoga session, before each day. Surfing and yoga mindfulness build a really solid foundation for our life. His Holiness the 14th Dalai Lama was once asked what surprised him most about mankind, and he answered, man, because he sacrifices his health in order to make money, and then he sacrifices his money to regain his health. And he's so anxious about the future that he's not able to enjoy the present. The result being, he's not able to live in the present or the future. He lives as if he's never going to die, and then dies, having never really lived. The message here is that life is for living. So if you have the intention to try and live each moment to the fullest, even if you miss a few along the way, you're doing good.
That's why I surf. That's why I do yoga. And that's why I do this show. And I know covering stuff, there's times I get angry and frustrated. There's a lot of frustrating things in the world. I don't like seeing people suffer. I don't like the truth being hidden. I don't like corrupt people getting away with it. I don't like those things. But you also got to have a balance. I hope this video shed some light on who it is and what I do and why surfing and yoga and all that stuff's important to me. And thanks for taking the time to watch my show. Hope you have a great day. And shave your knuckles for justice. And ride a wave for truth. Thanks for watching, everybody. Please hit the like button, the subscribe button. Go to patreon.com/Graham Elwood and rockfin.com/Graham Elwood, where you can support the show. Also, I have a Bitcoin wallet, a Bitcoin Cash wallet, and an Ethereum wallet in the show notes. We're taking cryptocurrency. I have a Coinbase affiliation link. We're going to be getting on some other exchanges. So that's how you support the show. Make sure you hit the subscribe button. YouTube is unsubscribing us at an alarming rate. I have a PayPal button at GrahamElwood.com. I even have a Venmo at Graham-Elwood. There's a lot of ways to support our show. We are getting crushed by YouTube. We've dipped under 73,000 subscribers because of YouTube. Thanks for supporting what we do.